Hello and welcome to this edition of Live with Martindale Digital. We're going to talk today about how digital marketing can protect attorneys from certain types of ethics complaints. Now, if you're an attorney or law firm professional, you know that ethics complaints are one of the big things that you want to avoid in this profession. I've been an attorney for over 25 years, and I'm proud to say that I've never had any ethical violations against me. But I do want to talk to you today about, in particular, about solicitation. Now, if you know about ethics, that attorneys basically police themselves. And one of the keys on with regard to ethical issues is no solicitation of clients, meaning a client has to come to the attorney. The attorney, if they know a person has a case, for example, the attorney can't go and what is called solicit that client to come and let them represent them. So the action, I guess you might say, is in the hands of the client. So the client has to then initiate the contact with the attorney. Now, as I said, I've been an attorney for over 25 years, and my name is Richard Martindale, if you haven't seen any of these videos before. And I run my own law firm, and I've been involved with a lot of different law firms through the years. One of them in particular did have cases surrounding personal injury. And I want to tell you a little story that can demonstrate to you why and how digital marketing is so important and how it can help you with regard to ensuring that you don't get solicitation complaints against you. Well, it was one afternoon several years ago, and I was sitting in my office. I had just had lunch and was getting back into the swing of the work. And one of the paralegals in my office came in to talk to me and said, Mrs. Smith, we'll use her name as Mrs. Smith to just protect the identity, was on the phone and wanted to talk to me or wanted to talk to one of the attorneys in the office, and I was there and available. And I said, sure, I'm happy to talk to her. The paralegal did tell me that Mrs. Smith had some questions about why we were representing her, and she wanted to ensure that we hadn't solicited her as, to be a client in our firm. Now, I don't know how she had maybe heard about solicitation. It turned out later that she ended up going to another firm. We released her from her claim, and she went to work with another firm. But in that instance, I got on the phone with her and wanted to talk to her, obviously, about her case and make sure that she was comfortable with everything we were doing. Well, it turns out she was an elderly woman, and she had some questions and issues with recollection, we'll say. And as I was talking to her, she, asked me, she's like, how did I come to be a client, with your law firm? And so I explained to her the methodologies that we use to get clients and how we use digital marketing, and it helped to kind of trigger some thoughts in her head. And it turns out that she came in to our firm through what I'll call a landing page. If you're not familiar with what a landing page is, I'll put a link up here in this video where you can watch some previous videos I've done about landing pages. But she had come in through a computer, basically, or an iPad or an iPhone, and had entered her information because she had a type of case that we were representing and we were doing advertising for on the internet. She had filled out some information on a landing page. Her information came to us. We contacted her based on her request to be contacted, and ended up she signed on with our firm to be a client. Now, the fact that we ended up letting her go to another firm at a later date is not really an issue. The issue came down to, in this instance, was there solicitation? Had we done something to somehow take advantage of her to get her case? And that was not the case. In that instance, we had done nothing wrong, and we had a trail from the digital marketing standpoint to show that there was no solicitation in place. Now, to demonstrate this for you, I want to also show you, we'll go over here to what I'll call a blackboard, which is, sometimes called a whiteboard, and I'll put on my glasses here so I can actually see it. But I want to just show you, kind of demonstrate for you how digital marketing had worked in our favor in this instance. So in this instance, we'll draw up here, we'll draw Mrs. Smith as the client, happy client, and she was here, and she had basically come to us through, we'll draw, quick kind of computer here, and she had filled out the information on this computer, and basically we had what we'll show as a landing page where we were giving away some free resources. In this instance, we'll just put an ebook, and you can have some content on the page, and you would basically request information about the type of case that we were marketing for with this landing page. And when she filled out this information and a request to be contacted, she sent us her email and other information so that we could then follow up with her and contact her about that. So that information came in to our law firm. We'll just show this as a building with lots of windows and things like that, a little roof here. And when we got the information, it was then passed on, obviously, to one of our attorneys. We'll put the attorney having a little smiley face. We'll even give him a tie there. And so that attorney then contacted Mrs. Smith, and she ended up talking to us about representing her, which we did. Now, in this instance, I'm going to change my color here. But if there were ever questions, obviously this did not rise to the level of an ethics complaint with regard to solicitation. But if it had, if this question ever came up, and when her question in this instance was raised, we were able to go back and show when a person from a computer goes to one of our landing pages and fills out the information, it leaves an IP address. We don't want to get too technical here, but obviously this was a key to show she had contacted us, and again here had filled out her information, which then flowed to our law firm, and we were able to contact her. Now, if you contrast that with a situation where, let's say maybe an attorney, if we had just met with her in a coffee shop and talked to her about her case, and then a question later arose, then it would be basically a he said, she said situation over was there solicitation or not. So you can see how the use of digital marketing in this instance, and with regard to many of your law firm marketing cases, digital marketing can help protect you from potential complaints with regard to solicitation, because you can show an actual digital footprint and digital trail of how these potential clients are reaching out to you and how your law firm is just using that to then talk to them and bring them on as clients. So if you ever have had doubts about how digital marketing can help protect you and your law firm from claims, ethical claims such as this about solicitation, then I want you to remember this video. It's going to help you. And if you use digital marketing effectively, you can get many clients coming through your doors who want you to hire them, and you'll have a clear trace of how they came through and a clear record if there are ever questions about how they came to be your clients. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please like us on Facebook, or if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. We put out lots of content about law firm marketing and digital marketing for attorneys. So I hope you will follow us online, and we look forward to joining or seeing you again tomorrow. We go live at 5 every day, 5 o'clock Central. So join us for a future video, and look forward to talking with you soon. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a blessed day.